Welcome back to Technique Tuesday. We are continuing with our journey through learning how to use polymer clay. The two areas that are going to be the most difficult for you are going to be conditioning your clay and baking your clay. But those are the two most important areas of your clay. So we're going to start off by talking about conditioning your clay. Now, most clay when you purchase it will be softer than what I'm working with today. I found this in, I don't even know where, and thought, let's give this a try, because it says just roll it, bake it, or excuse me, roll it, cut it, and bake it. Let's give it a whirl. So I took it out of the packet and immediately saw trouble. There is a crack right down the middle of it. That tells me this clay is not ready to go in the oven. Even if I try to roll it at this point, it's not going to fix it. So this clay is not in the condition that we need it in. It's brittle, it's dry, it's not workable. So we need to make it workable. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut it up into little pieces and then start putting it together. Now you can condition clay a couple of different ways. One is by continuously putting it through your pasta machine. The other is working it with your hands. And the third is a combination of both of those. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to use my pasta roller and I'm going to condition it with my hands. Now, many of you know that I broke my arm and my wrist last year on my dominant hand, so I haven't got quite as much strength back, still working on that. So while it looks tougher than it is, it's not tough to do, it's just my hand. It's just me. So I've got this clay, and let me show you what I ended up making with another packet of that clay. And you're like, that's not even the same pattern, that's not even remotely close. Totally understand the confusion, but this is what I started with. The reason it ended up like this is after I conditioned it and got it all put back together again, it had lost its pattern. So I adapted and I put some gold in it, I put a little bit of white paint, and I made it work for me. So we're probably going to lose the majority of our pattern on this as well. Let me try to get that glare off the screen. But that's okay. We'll still make something beautiful out of it. So I'm going to speed up through some of the areas that are boring. You don't need to see me sitting here chopping up clay and smushing it together. So I'll speed through those areas. But like I said, what I did was I cut it into smaller, more manageable pieces. Now some people will take a heating pad and put their polymer clay in the heating pad. Keep your eye on it, keep your eye on the heating pad, to warm it up to make it more pliable. That is absolutely a good way to do things, because that heat does help bring it all together. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to rely on the heat of my hands. So here I go, chopping it up into a bunch of pieces. And then I'm going to take smaller groups, little chunks, and start working and mushing and putting it all together. Now, since this brand is not Sculpey or Fimo or Polymer or anything like that, I'm not going to mix it with any other brands, because as I've mentioned before, they all have different baking times and temperatures, so I don't want to mix those two together. But with that said, I am going to use a little bit of Sculpey oven bake adhesive because I need something to bring this together. I'm just not going to go overboard with it. So a little bit of this happens to be a white adhesive, and then I also have a little bit of silver that I want to add. If if I can get it out. And because I know that most of this pattern is going to go away, I'm going to add some other colors to it too. Now, I used my pasta machine just a few moments ago for a totally different color. I used it for this. Normally, I would tell you to completely clean all your equipment, your work surface, your pasta machine, your cutting knives, everything. But since these are similar colors, I'm not overly concerned if some of this color ends up on this. So, call it lazy, call it practical, I don't care. Call it something. But I did not take the time to clean my equipment. So, here comes the speed up part. One of the other things you can use to help condition clay that's being uncooperative is a clay softener. It's an oil. You can over oil, so always err on the side of 1 or 2 drops and then see how that works before you keep going. I didn't put any oil in mine today because I had previously used oil and there was still some left on my work surface. So I'm still smushing these together. What we are looking for is the consistency of taffy. You know when you pull taffy, it gets stringy? Well, that's not it. Keep going. Keep using that warmth from your hands and keep going. Not taffy. Getting closer. Still not quite there, but you can see how we've also lost all of our black and white squares that we had just by mixing it together. Look at that. We have taffy. Now, did I hear somebody say that we probably should add some silver to this? I'm pretty sure I did. So let me grab a piece of silver leaf that I have, and we'll cover this more in a future episode. But I'm going to put a little baby powder on my finger while I'm using this silver leaf. It just helps it stick better. You can also use glue or paint, and then I'm going to mix that all in. But I use the baby powder on my finger so that I can lift up the pieces and put them where I want. Ooh, that's starting to look really pretty. I also think I heard you guys say let's put some blue mica powder in there. Yep, you did. I heard you. Take this cute little scoop. Let's put some blue in there. Put that safely off to the side so we don't knock it and have mica powder for days. You thought glitter was bad? Oh, let me tell you. Mica powder is glitter's worst nightmare. Ooh, I really like how that's starting to look. So I know it's just a small piece, and ultimately I'm going to mix it with these other pieces. But I'm going to take this one for now, and I'm going to run it through the pasta machine. See if I can do this where you guys can see it. Normally you would have it mounted to the base so it doesn't rock back and forward, but today's not that day. So I'm running it on the widest setting, and you can see when you run it through the pasta machine you're going to get these little lines on it. We're going to take those out when we actually put the roller to it. Now check the edges of this. They're not raggedy. When you've got raggedy edges, your clay is not conditioned. So we're getting some nice smooth edges, but I still want to mix this a little more. When you put it back in, I'm going to fold it with the opening towards the top. You don't ever want to put it in this way with the seam at the top. You want to put it in this way so that any air bubbles that you may have in there can escape out. So I really like how that's looking. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to do the same to these other pieces. So I'm going to speed it up again. This one's not ready, but I want to show you what the edges will look like if you run it through the pasta machine like this, so that you can see the difference. See how raggedy the edges are? I can keep running it through the machine, and that's where I said I'm going to do a combination of things to condition this. And eventually my edges will get smooth. Getting better. Hope y'all can see that. That's pretty good. Now, well, it looks like I accidentally turned off my recording last night, so you didn't get to see the end of it. Last we had 4 pieces of individual clay, and what I ended up doing was layering them all together and running them through the pasta machine until I got one piece. Then to get those lines the machine leaves behind, I'm going to put it between a little bit of parchment paper and then just roll it flat. If you want to use something as guides, little popsicle sticks, or I have these 2 wooden sticks, are great for a height guide, so you know how thick or thin you want your piece. So that's our conditioned piece of clay. So the next step would be just cut out our shapes and then bake them. So look forward to seeing you on the next video.